Hey ho, cat guys, I'm Tangar Igroglaz, and today I want to talk about new trend and actually spreading of feeling that MMORPG genre went to the wrong direction. And nowadays, so much people wait for classical servers in World of Warcraft, for vanilla World of Warcraft. A lot of people still play Ultima Online, and now recently a new server appeared, and like 1,500 online. It got almost immediately. So Ultima Online, this game which appeared in 96 alpha version and 97, so more than 20 years old game, and a lot of people play it. A lot of people play retro MMORPGs. Why? If you just look at the forums, at the discussion, at the Reddit about MMORPG genre, and you would see so much people disappointed in it, and people they trying to find game. And for example, myself, for this week, I came to Steam library, I searched lots of websites, tried to find something to play, some RPG, and I failed. There is no game for me, and no game for lots of people who played MMORPG most of their life. Why it's so? It's what I want to tell in this video, to discuss it. And I started to play MMORPGs at 99 in Ultima Online, and it was really like feeling to dive into the new world. It wasn't a game, it was like your life, your alternative life, parallel life. So you had real life where you studied, worked, you had another life in this game. And this world, it was so good polished, it was so cool designed. I mean, this gameplay system with this lots of different skills, and it was very unique sandbox experience. And then after some more games came, like Archean Call or EverQuest, and people they went from Ultima Online there because it was like 3D new graphics. It was interesting to try it, but still a lot of people they came back to Ultima there because Ultima had more rich gameplay systems. The sandbox experience, it was better than in some other games. Deepness of the gameplay. And then in 2003 World of Warcraft appeared and changed everything, because Blizzard, as AAA company, they created AAA MMORPG, and they created new standards of MMORPG. It was World of Warcraft when it appeared at vanilla. It was very special, very hard to play game. You wasn't able to kill elite monster alone sometimes. Or two elite monsters, no way. You can't even kite it, even if you're very skilled. So these raids, dungeons, it was very skilled and hard gameplay, very good balanced, with beautiful PvP, with beautiful locations like these crossroads, barons. I mean, it was very special, and a lot of people they went to play World of Warcraft, and Blizzard had success there. But the problem is that from World of Warcraft, it was a time when MMORPG became like a mainstream. A lot of people who had money, they put this money to for developing online games, and mostly the problem is that most of these games it was World of Warcraft clones. So most of the MMORPGs which were developed since like 2003 2005, it was almost everything, it's kinda World of Warcraft clones, because everybody wanted just to create their own World of Warcraft with blackjack and horse, as we say. Better World of Warcraft. Everybody wanted to create. Like Rift has their own Rift features, and all this, even modern games like Black Desert. What is Black Desert? Fuck, it's World of Warcraft clone. Okay, with Lineage features, something like this, like some stuff from Arcade, but it's all based at this gameplay mechanics, at World of Warcraft gameplay mechanics, with this target system, when you could, with your tab, you could choose monster. I mean, there were some attempts to create something new, like Ultima Online 2, it was Darkfall, Mortal Online, such games, sandbox, MMORPGs, but they all failed because it was indie projects with very small amount of resources, and they sold players, they sold us a raw product. They grabbed our cash and gave us raw, unbalanced, shitty games, to tell the truth. But now, what we have? Now, this genre, it become not even a mainstream, it's just MMORPG genre become part of our real life. I mean, everyone has a phone, everybody has could have games there, so you have so much content on tips of your fingers, and games, even my mother play games, so I think some grandparents could play some games in online. And why more PGs, they do not evaluate? There is no evolution in more PG genre. I mean, evolution went wrong to the graphics side, to the pictures, how the game looks like. So people who didn't play Ultima Online, who didn't try complex and interesting gameplay systems, now they even didn't know that this exist, because they didn't try it. For most of the people, it's like a cover. The most important thing, it's a cover, not a game, but not the content of the game, but a cover, graphics. So MMORPG genre went on the evolution of graphical systems and some cosmetical elements, not about evolution of gameplay, the most important part, because you see, cover, it's very graphics, it's actually nothing. When you play the game, it doesn't really affect you, but content, it's the most important thing. And why it become like this? The problem is that people who develop games, they understood very simple thing, that the most important thing, it's competition. Competition give people strong, urgent feeling of donate. I mean, all these loot boxes, all mobile games, they all based on heavy pay-to-win basis. A lot of Korean games, they're pay to win. And Black Desert Online, it also has quite heavy pay to win elements. But I just telling about Black Desert because it's one of the most recent MMORPGs, and it's kinda should be something which presents today's values in game dev. So this pay to win basis, it came because of the competition. People who develop games, they understand that, okay, we could get a lot of money without really improving gameplay. We need just to create beautiful cover, to create a lot of competition between players, and then these players, they would be to compete, to become better, one better than another. They would pay money, and it's like a goal of modern developers to get money, not to create game itself, not to do something interesting, something new, something rich in gameplay. And another problem is that this genre, RPG genre, it's become global. I mean, everybody started to play games, and it's become popular. It's like popular music. There is jazz and something like blues, I mean, complex music, classical music, and there is popular music. Popular music is music which popular, everybody listen it, everybody likes it, and everybody understand it. Because not much people, they understand jazz. What is it about? It's kind of boring thing, fuck. What the fuck? And this is rap, you understand the world, you only 3 notes and you And I like rap, okay, I like popular music, but I do not like popular games, because when I listen music, it's like part of the real world. It's like a mirror where you could look at yourself, look at the like a window. In rap music, for example, there are a lot of meaning after these words, and in rap it's like modern poetry. But games, all game developers, they say that, guys, we create a world, we create a unique world, and this is bullshit. It's not a world, it's like decorations, and players, they do not see, do not feel this world. It's not real for modern players, especially because modern players, it's people who didn't read Tolkien, they didn't read fantasy books, they just watched some movies, Marvel universe, I mean, something like this, and for them, when they started to play the game, they do not have this background. They didn't play Ultima Online, they didn't play vanilla World of Warcraft. So this global new market, after which every game dev company is, it's not really demanding in terms of the gameplay. Most of the people, they just want to have beautiful game which looks cool, has cool graphical effects. You could kill stuff with different skills, and you could have parkour, for example, like desert thing. But gameplay system, RPG system, it's not really a game balance. It's not really important. It's not really important to the mediocre gamer. I do not speak about people who like creating stuff at forums, who writing long posts. Okay, I play RPG for 20 years. Guys, you are minority. People who played in RPGs for 20 years, okay, it's like maybe 5% of RPG gamers. Okay, maybe 10. You're minority, and okay, there should be new indie games, and some guys, for example, Project Gargon, there is an RPG. They tried to create something like indie RPG with more deeper gameplay mechanics and to make it look old school. And okay, it was an attempt with very limited resources, and they managed to do something. They recently released their game in Steam, so okay, you could try it. But still, this game, it's more like 20 years old game. It's not a modern, it's not an evolvement, it's not an evolution of gameplay, of MMORPG gameplay. So actually, MMORPG genre, it's stopped in its development at 2000. 2003. I mean, okay, Ultima Online gameplay, it's still the best thing which we got in MMORPG. World of Warcraft gameplay mechanics, it's also kind of other side, this graphical gameplay with quite good PvP balance, but still with very outdated gameplay systems. It's all what we got, and it's 20 years old, and nothing new appeared. Gameplay doesn't evolve in modern RPGs, and it's a problem. So actually, RPGs, their evolution went not to make gameplay better, to make games more complex, you could say, because to make gameplay more interesting, more deep, it has to be. You can't avoid it. It would become a bit complex, more complex, and it doesn't mean that when you just start to play, you have to learn a lot of stuff. It could be a constant. It would be a gradual learning curve. But actually, the problem is that MMORPG genre went to the different direction, not to the gameplay development, not to gameplay evolvement, but to simplicity, to make everything more simple, to make games more accessible for people who didn't play them before. For this majority, for 90% people who came to the MMORPGs just now, and Ultima Online is too complex game for them. They wouldn't be able to play it right now because it looks ugly and it's kind of hard to control your character. They need to learn, they need to think. It's what people do not want. Modern people, they do not want to do. They do not want to think when they play. They want to rest, to make it like brainless, like watching movie with some interactions. And okay, I think that it could be like temporary state, because these people, they also would evaluate, they would evolve, and they would want better gameplay eventually. But when it would happen, because for 20 years, gameplay mechanics in RPGs, they stay at the same fucking place. They do not evolve. Nothing changed. And there's so much space in this evolution. So RPG games, they could just take a look at roguelike genre, to the Angband game. They could like it to the NetHack and a lot of other roguelike games, and take roguelike mechanics to the RPG genre. And it would be like a mind-blowing thing to have everything unexpected, random, and alive. So there are some indie games in roguelike genre, online roguelikes. Yeah. And for example, I'm also working at one of them. You could check it. But still, it's like it's more roguelike game than online games. It's more roguelike than more RPGs, because its engine, it's based on this flat ASCII fields, limited by number of fields in your terminal window. So there are a lot of limitations which could be easily solved by using modern gameplay engines, or just to create a new engine. And there are so much space to evolve more RPG genre. So much ideas could be implemented, but this genre still stays at the same place. So it makes us people who went through this 20 years of stagnation. Some people, they felt this stagnation maybe 10 years ago. Some people, but most of this 10% minority more RPG players, they feel it right now. You can't find your game right now. Everything fucking boring. So before I said to all my friends, I said, guys, I play only MMORPG. I do not play single player. I said to them, because fuck no, for 20 years I play only MMORPG genre. So if you want to play together, let's go to Ultima, World of Warcraft. But now I started to play single player games, because single player games, they do not have this stagnation in terms of gameplay. In single player games, gameplay evolves, and because there is no competition, there is no need to create pay to win games. Single player games, they cannot be pay to win, because there is no competition between players. You do not need to pay money to become better than someone else. That's it. And single player games, they compete between each other with quite fair competition. Graphically, yes, okay, they have also graphic stuff, but also in gameplay way. So, for example, I am looking at the roguelike games, at roguelike genre. It evolves quite good, and some new ideas appearing there. It's really cool. And in more RPGs, what we could we could just play Ultima Online or wait for the vanilla World of Warcraft servers, because modern shit, it's not really shit. It's something like dust. It's nothing. So it's quite sad thing, but yeah, as I said, majority eventually would be bored by these empty games. They would get, like, when you are a child, you like to watch pictures. You like to watch pictures on the books. But then you start to learn to read, and you start to read. You start to play games, and you understand that, you want to something more complex, more interesting. And I hope, and I'm quite sure that this gameplay evolution, it would be slow, but I think like in 5 or 10 years something would happen, something would shift in more RPGs. And also, yeah, you could check my game, angband.online. Maybe I will rename it, I don't know. Anyway, at my website, tangar.info, it's my website. You could come and see my articles about my game, which I developed. And this is online roguelike game. And online roguelike genre, I think it's the most interesting thing which you could have. If you get, if you satiate it with Ultima Online too much, and you can't play Ultima Online anymore, as I am. Because I played Ultima Online for 20 years, and I just can't play it today. I just tired, because I know every small stone in locations. I learned this game very good. So when you have nothing to learn, when you play the game, it's become dull. And as Ultima Online do not evolve, Ultima Online also has a lot of potential, and a lot of things could be implemented there. I thought a lot about creating my own Ultima Online server, and a lot of people, they say that okay, because in Russia, among Russian speaking people, I am quite famous Ultima Online player, and a lot of people, they say that okay, Tangar, let's make Ultima Online servers our special features, and let's try to make Ultima great again. I don't know, maybe I'll start to think about it. But I just feel that Ultima Online, where it could go, I think the Ultima could take. There are certain problems in Ultima which should be solved. I mean, initially Ultima was a game which has to be very populated. So world in Ultima Online, it should be filled with much more players that currently play it. And when you have low population, even at the official servers or even at the most popular Ultima Online servers, it's still low population and a lot of space for houses around it. It's wrong. It's huge spaces without people. it's the first thing which you should solve. So you need to create your own small size world which you could expand if more players would come to play. It's first thing. And yeah, I think just Ultima Online could have some new interesting mechanics like permadeath to take leaf from the roguelike games book, and I'm thinking about it right now, but still for now I'm occupied with my online roguelike game. So yeah, please leave your comments, let's discuss this stuff. What do you think? Tell me about your story. Did you play? Did you stop playing? Let's discuss it. Have a good day. Bye, Bob. Okay, guys.